Hello again. So this is A.T. Vuong. I am offering my final reflection on the Moreland program as well as my clinical experience. So to start off, I just wanted to talk about how what was my mindset, what I was going through at the beginning of the program. At first, I thought it was way too much work because I haven't been in school for a long time. I've been out of school for maybe, I don't know, over 10 years. I went to grad school. And so I was used to the routine of work, and now to go back to school, it's just to get back into the routine of school. It's a little bit different. The I would say juggling work and school was hard, especially for a program that was crunched together in 9 months. Normally in the States, it would have taken 2 years to finish full time to get a teaching license or credential. It would be very difficult for me to do so because then it would mean me moving back to the United States, getting a job, getting an apartment, um, possibly working in a school, and also going to school at the same time. And it's very very hard and very difficult. It's very expensive. So at first I thought it was way too much work. Not that I couldn't do the work. The work is pretty straightforward. It's just that it's very tedious finding the balance and also finding um, getting into that structure and also finding ways to do things like the technical aspect of maybe how to record a video and also various different assignments. It's not just written material, it's reflections, it's setting up lesson plans, doing different projects, PBL, um, observations, and things like that. So it's a lot of moving parts. And secondly, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a full-time teacher. I thought I wasn't serious enough, and so I dropped out like twice, but I finally made it through because I really focused on the end goal. So that's when I realized, okay, let's focus and try to finish this up. So I think now I'm much more committed. There's sometimes some doubts, like maybe perhaps I want to go back into ministry, but I don't know. For some reason, I think I'm much more committed, more serious about it now. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see where the universe leads me. I'll leave it out in the open. Next, I wanted to talk about how my thoughts, my reflection throughout the program, what I learned during clinical, and how I've grown professionally. During clinical, I think there's a lot of video observations, so I'm able to see myself. What could I improve on? And also reflections, both debrief from my mentor and myself. I think there's a gradual progression compared to the first video because obviously there's a time lapse between those videos, and getting feedback from my colleagues, I'm able to focus on what I need to improve on from both my mentor, my teacher, and also from my colleagues, and of course looking at myself. How I've grown professionally, I think my craft is much more refined, it's much more serious, it's much more compact, and I'm able to look at plan my lessons where it's much more out and open and much more wide open in that it try to cover a diverse group of students, not just a particular one. And so I think that's what makes an effective teacher is that they are able to motivate and also getting students from so vast different backgrounds to be effective in the classroom, both for the students and for the teachers. Towards the future, um, I would like to say my clinical and how it leads to tomorrow's learners. It meets the needs of tomorrow's learners. I think that through the Moreland program and also from help from various people, it allows me to see my blind spots, my biases, and some of the challenges that I need to work on. And of course, as a teacher, like a student, I mean, what makes a great teacher is that they're continually learning, and in some sense, they're a student themselves, learning to become a teacher. So in that sense, that is a growth mindset that one has to get into, and it's a lifetime to refine one's craft. And then how the clinical program impacted students' learning and their performances. I think that if teachers spend time, allocate their time to reflect on their progress, then they're able to refine their craft. That in turn makes their teaching methodology much more effective. Because at the end of the day, it's how effective you are as a teacher. Just then, that's how effective students will be. And I think, of course, it goes both ways. Both sides have to pull their weight. You can be in a class where students are not motivated or not, they don't do their homework. And on the other hand, you have a teacher who does not care about refining his or her craft. So I think it goes both ways. Both sides have to really build on their craft and refine their craft. But I think after some time, there's a sense of synchronicity between the teacher and the students. And it gets to a point where there's strong chemistry where they don't even need to sit down and have long conversation or communicate. There's just that chemistry that you built with your students, and your students feel it with you as well. And I think that's the magic and the beauty of being a teacher and being a student in the classroom with a teacher like that. And of course, the students also make the beauty and the magic of the classroom to work. All right, so that's my reflection. Thank you very much. So in summary, I talked about how I started on this journey, I think 2 years ago, or like close to 2 years ago, how I've grown from it, what I've learned during my clinical trial, how I've grown professionally, how my clinical 3 months process fits the needs of tomorrow's learners, and also how my clinical experience impacted students' learning and performances. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.